Good evening, everybody. Something I never thought I'd say at a graduation. If you can hear me, please honk your horns. All right. All right, we've made contact. Very good, very good. So if you would like to get yourself situated, I'd like to start our ceremony tonight. I feel very blessed and privileged to be here tonight. And it's a night of lots of firsts. Mr. Ferguson just said about 3 minutes ago he'd never thought he'd sit in the fire lane. And lots of us have many stories about our firsts. So I'd like to welcome you all, students, friends, families, graduates, letting us come together and celebrate the commencement of the class of 2020. Give them a hand. All right, horns work too, that's right. Very good, very good. Let's get a little bit of housekeeping out of the way, please. I know, not a closed auditorium, but if we could all just together turn our electronic devices to silent. Don't want to be interrupted by ringtones tonight. We want our focus to be on the graduates and not be distracted. A couple other things really quickly. You have received a packet with various items in them. So, graduates, for one, you have one of these fantastic t-shirts for the class of 2020. And if you just did what I just did, what happened is that something fell out of your shirt. I'm talking about a mic cover. Graduates, you all have your own mic covers. So when you have an opportunity to speak at the mic, what we'd like you to do, just to help us prevent the spread, potential spread, is I'd like you to take your mic cover, because there will not be one on here when you step up. Try and force your new mic cover on top of the microphone without touching the microphone. In this way, you will be speaking safely without having to be exposed to the microphone cover of the previous person. Some other things that you may have found in your packet is a little sheet labeled Kensington Woods Commencement. Couple of things I want you to point out in case you haven't seen them. Number one, obviously it's talking about the mic cover. But also when it is time to confer the diplomas, I want you to note that we have 2 on-deck stations. We have Mr. Wagner over here and Mr. Stistician over there, who will help you to get to the on-deck station. And we're using on-deck so it doesn't take forever to make the rounds. Afterwards, you'll be coming up here to accept your diploma. You'll be coming right here on the stage. You'll have an opportunity to say a few words if you would like. You don't have to, but it's nice to acknowledge your friends and your families who helped you get to the place where you are today, the day of your graduation. And after you receive your diploma from Mr. Cunningham and say a few words, by the way, your families can come up here to the grassy area and take pictures or videotape as you do that. You can then proceed on to the rock for some picture opportunities before going back to your car. So hoping to get a nice flow going and everybody having a chance to take pictures. Please be considerate of the time of the people behind you. And I think that this is going to be very unique, very special, and it's going to work just fine. Okay, moving on. It is time for me to issue some thank yous. First of all, I'd like to thank the Kensington Woods School Board. If you don't know, the school is being governed by a board of directors who volunteer their time. They meet with us once a month. We discuss policies, changes in legislation, and so forth, and they help us run the school and be accountable and make sure that all of the kids here get an equitable and good education. So thank you. In order of this service, we have Mr. Walter Boomgard, Ms. Lindsay Grassman, Mr. C.J. Phillips, Ms. Carrie Olds, and Mr. Craig Calkins. So thank you very much for volunteering your time and helping us put the school together. Also, I would like to thank staff. Without our staff, we would not be able to pull this off, obviously. Not many schools have tried to do this without staff, but believe me, it wouldn't happen. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to read off their names, and I'm doing that on purpose because I don't want to forget somebody, because believe me, I would never hear the end of that. So in alphabetical order, and if you are here and you would like to wave, feel free to do so. We have Mr. Ben Cunningham, Mr. Ed, who is unfortunately not going to be with us tonight, Mr. Ferguson, Mrs. Goransky, who also cannot be with us tonight, Mrs. Leffert, Mrs. Pratt, Ms. Morris, Ms. Morton, Ms. Pullman, Mr. Sabo, Mr. Statistician, Ms. Thomason, and Mr. Wagner. I give you your staff for the class of 2020. Thank you very much for all your hard work. Other people we need to thank is Central Michigan University for chartering us. I'd like to thank Pinckney Schools for allowing us. I'm sorry? Ms. Hoopengarner. Did I forget Ms. Hoopengarner? Did I read over? I'm so sorry, Ms. Hoopengarner. I told you what's going to happen, and I will not hear the end of that. Yes, an extra round of applause for Ms. Hoopengarner. Hey, if somebody screws up here tonight, it's better be me, right? Right. Also, I'd like to thank all the parents, grandparents, older siblings that helped you guys to get exactly to where you are today. They provided rights, they provided motivation, they gave you drive when you didn't have it in you, they gave you encouragement, and when you didn't feel like it, they just plain made you. And thank you for that, parents, for choosing Kensington Woods, and thank you for driving them on and making sure that they were here to be with us, which led to this time today. Students, graduates, I'd like to thank you, because in the end effect, you were the ones who had to do the work. Nobody did it for you. You did that all on your own. So congratulations, and thank you very much for working hard. You deserve this tonight. You're here because of your hard work, and you need to be commended for that. So if we could get a round of honks for our graduates tonight, that'd be great. I don't want to take up too much of your time tonight, but something I'd like you to know tonight, ladies and gentlemen, is that the students that are graduating tonight, that's a group of students who chose to persevere. And I really want to emphasize that word, choose. As you know, Kensington Woods is a school of choice. And there are many reasons why you may have chosen Kensington Woods. For some of you, it was the smaller environment. Some of you, it was because you wanted more teacher contact, the higher academic standards. And believe me, we have those higher academic standards, and it shows. You'll hear that in just a second. Kensington Woods is a college prep school. And I think that's very, very important to recognize, especially when we are in a day and age where it's so easy to make excuses. I can tell you that the students who are graduating tonight, they didn't make excuses. They got it done. I'd like you to know that this is a group of students who pushed past excuses, and they succeeded at those higher standards which we set before them. Particularly this group of students, It's incredible, and I need you to know this. They took this whole college prep thing serious. Altogether, in Livingston County, there are 13 programs that deliver a high school education. 13. On the college admission test that these students before you accomplished, that they took, I'd like you to know that out of those 13 programs in the county, this group of students scored 3rd out of 13 on the average math score. They scored 3rd out of 13 on the average ELA score. They scored 3rd out of 13 in their total SAT score. In overall college readiness, they scored 3rd out of 13 programs in Livingston County, which is incredible. But that's not all. In addition, this group of students ranked #1 in the county in college readiness and English language arts. This group of students succeeded. They achieved and they showed it. I'd like you to give them another round of honks, please. I want you to know the caliber of kids that you've got sitting with you tonight. These kids are special. They're special to you and they're special to us. And you know, this year has been especially hard for them. When the state issued its stay-at-home order, a lot of things were taken from these kids. The interactions with their peers, school dances, prom, project term, the one-on-one time with these teachers. You know, it would have been easy for them to give up. It would have been easy for them to tell you parents, Mom, Dad, you know what? School is done. We don't have any work to do anymore. But, you know, that's not what these young adults did. They showed up, they grit their teeth, and they got things done. They made the best of it. And as they leave high school, I am convinced that when they enter the world of college, job training, military, or whatever else they choose for themselves, I believe they're going to make the best of it. Because they've shown us time after time again that that's their disposition and that's what they're going to do. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you the class of 2020. Give them a hand. And now I would like to ask Mrs. Pratt to come up for the award ceremony. Mrs. Pratt?
Make this work for short people. All right. Good evening, everybody. I feel very honored to be recognizing our graduates with you here tonight, especially after a year of such change and new challenges. This ceremony recognizes the hard work not only that the graduates have put in, but also you out there in the audience, both in person and virtual, our graduates' family, friends, and peers. It is the combined effort of everyone here tonight, and many more who are not, that gets a graduate to this stage. It's a parent's nagging, a study date with friends, a neighbor's help with tough math problems, a teacher spending time after school, a coach's encouragement, a graduate's persistence through difficult material that gets a student a diploma. As they say, it takes a village. As I said, this evening is for you as much as it is for the graduates. However, this portion of the evening is focused a little bit more on them. It's time now to acknowledge the scholarships and awards our graduates have earned. Please note that tonight, the graduates will not come up and receive their awards. They will receive their certificates when they receive their diploma, as well as a special gift from the Kensington Woods Parent Group. However, I encourage you to cheer loud for each graduate as I announce their accomplishments. The Kensington Woods Class of 2020 students who graduated with honors are noted in your graduation program that you received when you came in. I would like to give them some special acknowledgement now, and they will be recognized by their red cords as they accept their diploma. Juliana Bissonette, Kiana Hedger, Rebecca Thurmond, Megan Zukowski, and Caleb McFarland. Attending college is something that's talked quite a lot about at K Woods. We value the importance of higher education, and in fact, it's one of our graduation requirements that seniors apply to at least 3 colleges and be accepted into a minimum of 1. There's a lot that goes into preparing for college beyond succeeding in classes. One is preparing and taking the SAT. The Kensington Woods Schools class of 2020 excelled at the SAT, performing at the top of the county, as you heard Mr. Munich say. They were 3rd in the county in average SAT score. I think it's repeating. 3rd in the county in average math SAT score, 3rd in the county in average ELA scores, and 1st in ELA college readiness. They also had the top FAFSA application for financial aid completion of Kensington Woods history at 84%. And they also worked hard to apply for and earn ample college scholarships. The total amount of college scholarships that the class of 2020 received was over $223,000. And now I'd like to recognize some of those students and their scholarships. This student received scholarships from multiple universities totaling over $104,000. 2 universities that she received scholarships from were Bowling Green University College for $24,000 and Kuiper College, where she will attend in the fall, for $30,000. Alyssa Gordon. Our next student received a $16,000 academic scholarship from Eastern Michigan University, Nate Jones. Receiving almost $50,000 in scholarships from Wayne State University and Central Michigan University, Meg Zukowski. Receiving a $16,000 academic scholarship from Eastern Michigan University, Mackenzie Ramsey. Rebecca Thurman was awarded both the Concordia Regents Scholarship and a Music Department Scholarship totaling $38,000. And the following students received the Michigan Competitive Scholarship based on their SAT scores. Nate Jones, Jaden McLeod, and Rex Streetman. This next award is a special one for us because it's one that comes directly from the staff and faculty at Kensington Woods. As you may know, generally, K-Woods teachers wear professional dress and don't wear jeans. However, we make an exception to that rule for a special reason. Faculty and staff can wear jeans if they donate a small contribution to a special fund. The fund, which this year came to a total of $500, would then be awarded to a senior who, like the denim we wear every Friday, is hardworking, reliable, and tough. This year's recipient is someone who works hard and, because of that hard work, has overcome many obstacles and found success in their academics. This student is driven while still incredibly empathetic and willing to help others. They work hard not only at school and in after-school activities like leadership and basketball, but also in their personal time with work and family. They plan a future as a social worker to help support others become successful. This year's Kensington Woods Merit Award goes to Mackenzie Ramsey. The next 4 students are being recognized as members of National Honor Society, and they'll be recognized by their blue and gold cords as they accept their diploma. Kiana Hedger, Julie Bissonette, Rebecca Thurmond, and Alyssa Gordon. Also being recognized as members of National Art Honor Society, recognized by their rainbow cords as they accept their diploma, Alyssa Gordon and Amber Byington. You may have seen her featured on Channel 7's Brightest and the Best, Julie Bissonnette. And now for some special awards from our faculty and staff. The award for excellence in English and senior exhibition goes to Juliana Bissonnette. The award for excellence in visual arts goes to Dylan Humphreys and Alyssa Gordon. The award for excellence in mathematics goes to Kiana Hedger and Julie Bissonnette. The Gilgamesh Spirit Award in Humanities goes to Alyssa Gordon. The award for excellence in social studies goes to Jack Convis. The award for excellence in foreign language goes to Julie Bissonnette. The award for excellence in technology, drum roll please, goes to Josh Billings. The award for excellence in science goes to Nate Jones. And Nate is also receiving the National School Choral Award. Receiving the John Philip Sousa Award for Excellence in Instrumental Music is Sean Donovan. Receiving the Director's Choral Award is Kiana Hedger. And receiving the Director's Award for Band is Caleb McFarland. Receiving the Scholar Athlete Award, which recognizes their dedication to Kensington Woods athletics and their academics, is Rex Streetman and Kiana Hedger. We also wanted to recognize students who dedicate themselves to their college education even before they were required to. At Kensington Woods, we offer students who are academically ready the opportunity to dual enroll, which means they attend college classes while still attending their high school classes. It's a hard thing to balance, high school, college life, and for some of them, work as well. We would like to recognize the following students for their achievement in higher education: Josh Billings and Rex Streetman. At Kensington Woods, we focus on building whole students who are not just academically prepared, but also ones who demonstrate good character, respect for others, and work to make the world a better place. We sit down regularly as a staff and discuss students not only for their academic achievements, but for their character strengths, and are pleased to recognize the following students for their outstanding character. The first award recognizes a student with grit. What is grit, you may ask? As a staff, we define it as a quality where someone is willing to dive in and get things done, no matter what obstacles they may face. This student is able to do that while keeping a positive attitude. Receiving the Grit Award is Alyssa Gordon. The next award goes to someone who always represents the epitome of respect, steadiness, dedication, experience, and professionalism, way beyond their years. They are the in-house go-to when it comes to technology and they always deal with numerous panicked requests professionally, calmly, and with a smile. Receiving the Professionalism Award, Josh Billings. At Kensington Woods, we rely on our students quite a bit to help make our school tick. One way that happens is through peer tutoring, acting as a leader and mentor to others in their academics. This student supports her peers with patience and resolve. Receiving the Academic Mentor Award is Kiana Hedger. The next award recognizes a student who has outstanding work ethic. She doesn't stop working, striving for excellence, and reaching towards her goals. She has a sense of integrity, discipline, and responsibility to herself, her goals, and her friends and family. All the while, she excels at the work she does. Receiving this year's Work Ethic Award, Julie Bissonnette. The next award is named after a video I am a particular fan of. It's a video of a herd of elk crossing the road. One gets stuck behind a fence, and through its perseverance, it eventually finds their way across. Perseverance is a trait that is often overlooked, but one that is something to be recognized, respected, because it's a trait that will get you somewhere. Receiving the Elk Award, Dylan Humphreys. Our next award goes to a student who thinks about how they can innovate to improve the status quo and use their talents to make things better. This year, he took on directing the senior play, which, due to remote learning, translated into a digital play, as well as creating profiles for each senior at Kensington Woods to make sure they were recognized properly, since we didn't get the typical graduation. And I will also throw in a note here. You guys will be getting print copies of these profiles. We just had some technical difficulties today and weren't able to get them printed. But this year's Creating, Imagining, and Innovating Award goes to Sean Donovan. Growth mindset and focus on improvement is something that we stress here at Kensington Woods. We always can get better with hard work. This is a hard concept to grasp, but our next award recipient was always working towards improving himself in his academic work, and we know he will continue to do so as he goes on to the Army. Receiving the Inherent Resolve Award is Nate Taylor. The Kenny Award recognizes someone we consider a symbol of our school in the same way that a mascot represents our school. Someone who embodies the K-Woods difference, school spirit, and caring and respect for others. This year's recipients have represented our school in a variety of ways, both internally and outside of the school walls. They are reliable, focused, and innately kind. This year's Kenny Awards go to Alyssa Gordon and Josh Billings. And our last two awards tonight belong to our top two scholars, the valedictorian and salutatorian. Our salutatorian will be attending Washtenaw Community College to study nursing. Please help me congratulate and welcome up to speak this year's salutatorian, Kiana Hedger. Not the best at this. I got it. Okay. Hi. I'd firstly like to say hello to our teachers, parents, friends, and of course, the talented, brilliant, incredible, amazing, show-stopping, spectacular, and never the same Kensington Woods class of 2020. All of you have now come to know, after spending the last couple of months on Zoom, and making many cakes during quarantine, our senior year has been a whirlwind of an adventure to say the least. On a random Friday in March, our lives as seniors were completely turned upside down. Little did we know that would be the last day of high school ever. Missing out on so many end-of-the-year memories, especially as seniors, has been disappointing for us all. However, despite this, I know that each and every one of us has grown stronger and learned so many valuable lessons along the way, like watching our parents spiral into the addictive app known as TikTok. We entered the world during 9/11 and graduating during a pandemic. We started from the bottom, and we still might be at the bottom, but I suppose we can only go up from here. Booker T. Washington once said, "Success is to be measured not so much by the position that one has reached in life, as by the obstacles which he has overcome." Normal graduation, prom, and senior pranks is not what defines this victory. The work that we put in and the achievement of our goals is what makes this so special. Each of our stories look different, but we each just accomplished a huge goal, and we should be proud of ourselves. The overwhelming creativity when approaching this year in face of adversity shows just how resilient this class is. Going into our next phase of life, there will be challenges we will have to face, from deciding on our college majors to starting our career. None of us know what the future will hold, and that's okay. If there's anything
we can take back from this year, it is that in the uncertainty, we are able to adapt, grow, and unite. Just look how everyone gathered to make this year incredible for us. While this won't be the last time any of us face challenges in our lives, we have the privilege of knowing our strengths and recognizing that there's always a light at the end of the tunnel. This has taught us to hold on to our high school memories and not wish it to be over so soon. Two of my favorite memories was the senior apple trip when we all played tag in the cornfield, and the other one was how our class finally won the mini Olympics we do each year. I've spent these past 4 years under the impression that high school is a never-ending adventure because that's exactly how it feels. However, I'm realizing now that I was wrong. It went by fast, just like our parents said it would. So I hope with all my heart that each one of you cherish these precious moments we have spent together because no matter how much you may want to, you can't come back to high school. There's a universal truth we have to face whether or not we want to. Everything eventually ends. As much as I've looked forward to this day, I've always disliked endings. The last summer, the final chapter of a good book, the end of a friendship, but endings are inevitable. Leaves fall and you close the book. Today is one of those days for all of us. Today we say our goodbyes. But as Winnie Pooh said, how lucky am I to have something that makes saying goodbye so hard?
Got it. And now for our highest academic honor, valedictorian. Our valedictorian this year will be attending Michigan State University to study cognitive psychology and political science. Please help me congratulate this year's valedictorian and welcome her up to speak, Juliana Bissonette.
I welcome you all to this year's commencement ceremony, and I thank you all for being here.